Hey guys, and welcome to the Practice Diaries. I'm Sean, and so the reason I've kind of decided to do this is quite simple, really. I just wanted to create a practice diary, an unedited kind of just log of what I'm practicing each and every day. I've kind of recently decided to kind of get back into bass playing. I used to be a bass player. I haven't done it for a long time, and it's just something that I'd like to pursue seriously again. And I just thought, by keeping a diary on YouTube, it gives me some sort of accountability, and it encourages me to pick up the bass every day. Not saying I'll probably put out a video every day, but that probably won't happen. But certainly 3 or 4 times a week. I see no reason why we can't just take a snapshot of my practice routine and for prosperity put it on YouTube. Obviously, if you guys enjoy it and it helps you, amazing. What I will be doing, so any kind of exercises, musical stuff, I'll be putting the tabs and the backing tracks for over on Patreon. I've got another series called The Groove Room, and again, it's kind of an offshoot of the practice sessions, and it's just creating a beat, creating a groove, playing to certain chord progressions, sequences, and it's just an important part of practice, right? So yeah, if you do feel like supporting the channel, or you're interested and you want some more exclusive content, as well as like the tabs, the notation, the backing tracks to the practice diaries and the groove room, it's all over on Patreon for like £3 a month. So it's quite a small fee. Okay, so as this is the first episode, I've been thinking a lot about kind of what a bass player does. What's the job of a bass player, right? Because we do see a lot of stuff on YouTube, and it's kind of all this really fancy, impressive solo-y stuff, and that's great, right? Especially for entertainment, and it sounds really cool, it looks really cool. But as bass players, it's probably not, it's not what we're going to be doing 90% of the time, right? 90% of the time, we're going to kind of be outlining chords, so using triads, arpeggios, and creating a groove and playing, having good sound and time, right? I think as Yannick Pizdala would say. So that's kind of where I want to start. So the focus for kind of this week, especially, is going to be major triads, right? And just get it back under the fingers and getting it to feel nice and comfortable again. So, I mean, there are countless ways to sort of play these major triads. I usually like to stick to 3, and they're quite patternistic, right? So, you can keep the same pattern. Let's say you take a C major arpeggio. So you start on the 3rd fret of the A string, and it's just C, E, G. And that's our second position, right? You start with your middle finger on the C, then you go to the D string, 2nd fret, which is your E, and you'd use your 1st finger, and then you'd come down to the 5th fret on the D, which is your G string, you'd use your little finger, and that's it. And because of the kind of instrument we play, we can kind of do the same thing, not saying you should, but you can, in different keys, right? So C major, D major, it's exactly the same pattern, yeah? So middle finger, 5th fret of the A string, so your D. Then your 1st finger, which is your 4th fret of the D string, so your F sharp. And then you're going to come down, and you're going to play on the 7th fret of the D string, which is your A, right? And you're still using your little finger, so it's... Yeah. So the first thing is just to kind of really start feeling comfortable with that pattern. Okay, cool. And once we feel quite comfortable with that, we can then start to look at obviously moving it around the neck, right? We need to feel comfortable in all 12 keys. So if anything comes up, B flat major, for example, we know what we're doing, we know where the frets are, we can play over that chord. Okay, or outline that chord, I should say. So we're going to work with the cycle of fourths. So the cycle of fourths, basically we go through all 12 keys. So we're going to start with C major, okay? Now we're going to start on the 8th fret of the E string, excuse me. And we're going to play that same pattern, right? So middle finger on the C, so 8th fret of the E string. Then you're going to go to the 7th fret of the A string, which is your E. And then you're going to come down to your G, which is the 10th fret of the A string. And again, these tabs, they'll be on Patreon if you guys are interested. So it's that pattern. Okay, and we're going to move around the cycle of fourths. So we know C major, 8th fret of the E string. Then we're going to go to F, 8th fret of the A string. Then we're going to go to B flat, which is your 6th fret of the E string. And we're going to go to E flat, which is your 6th fret of the A string. Then we're going to come down to our 4th fret of the E string, so that is your A flat, or G sharp, depending on how you feel. And we're going to go to our 4th fret of the C string, D flat, C sharp, still the same pattern. Excuse me. And then once we've sort of done our D flat, C sharp, we're going to come down to the 9th fret on the A string. So again, this is our F sharp, same pattern. Then 7th fret on the E string, which is our B. Then we've got 7th fret of the A string, which is our E. So E major triad. Then we're going to come to the 5th fret of the E string, which is A. So, and again, same pattern. And don't just focus on the pattern, you know, listen to the sound. Da, 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 da. And then we're going to move to the 5th fret of the A string, which is our D major. Da, da, da. Not very good at the singing. And then finally, we're going to finish on our G, which is 10th fret of the A string. Yeah, and it resolves nicely to the C. So, and that's kind of the exercise for today. It's just getting that shape, getting used to that sound, and moving it around the 12 keys, right? So, I mean, I'm in GarageBand, so I'm gonna turn my metronome on. I don't think you guys will hear it. And we're just gonna practice going through it, okay? And that's kind of it for the day, really, guys. You know, again, it's not just about kind of just learning the theory and understanding that, you know, the triads, you know, a 1-3-5, we can play it in this pattern. It's about really moving it around the neck and getting it under the fingers, okay? So that's kind of where I'm going to be working today. Over on Patreon, you'll find the tab to the exercise. So obviously moving the major triad in the second position through the 12 keys. There's also going to be some backing tracks, you know, and just sort of playing the kind of playing the major triad over different chords, because, you know, we want to get used to the position, but we also want to get used to how it sounds, I should say. Okay, so thanks very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. It's a massive help, as you know. And I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we're gonna start looking at still the major triad, but playing it in 2 other different positions. Okay, so we focused on the second finger position today. Tomorrow we're going to look at the first and the fourth, and it's kind of the same, right? We're going to practice it, get it comfortable, get it under our fingers, and then try and create something musical with it, right? So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.